Doodlebud here. I got my calipers, I have a scale, I have some other pens. We must be doing a pen review. That's right, it's right here. This was sent to me by Penquisition, their website that talks all about fountain pens, blogs, reviews, all sorts of good stuff. They did a collab, and now they have their own fountain pen. So we're going to go all through it, been using it. Cool little pocket pen. It's sort of the in-between size, bigger than the other standard pocket pens, but not too big, still fit in your pocket. Also takes a full-size international converter. So let's get this thing started. For full details, check out penquisition.com. But here's a quick little look at this. If you look at this pen and go, that sort of looks like Gravitas. Well, yes, that was the collab. So this is the Gravitas pocket pen in stainless steel that I have. Penquisition teamed up with Ben Walsh from Gravitas to do the pen. So here's the pen as you see here. There is, if you can sort of pick it up a little bit, there we go. There's the Penquisition logo. Here's the overall pen body. What they wanted to do was just create a pocket pen, but just a little bit bigger, a little bit thicker section, but also can fit a full-size converter. And this is what they've done. Like it's really nice. You got a number 6 Yovo nib on here as well. Full-size converters, I mentioned, you can take your cartridge as well. You can do your international long ones. I haven't tested one, but if you can fit a converter, you can do the long one. And then you can also stack. So you could put a cartridge in here, have a spare flipped up upside down on the back of it. So if you're on the go and want to have an extra extra cartridge, you can fit that in here as well. It posts. I find with this one, you got to put it on with a little bit of effort. If you just kind of place it all gentle, it will wiggle loose. This is a wham, kind of put it on there, and it's nice and solid type pen. All sorts of cool colors. Obviously, this is the orange and green. Currently, there's also a blue and red, and a purple and teal, I believe. And as I mentioned, number 6 nib has some work here on it. That is collab number 2. So first one is Ben Walsh from Gravitas doing the pen. Collab part 2 is Jonathan Brooks from the Carolina Pen Co. did the nib engraving. And then in the back here, as you can see, the third party involved is Rickshaw. So that's Mark Dwight from Rickshaw Bags, did up the pen sleeve here with the Penquisition logo and all that. He's also into 3D printing. It's like a poker chip type thing. These are good for if you are into golf. Your ball marker. That's the one thing I've always used when I go golfing for my ball marker is a poker chip from a casino. Here you have it that he's done as well. So you can use this for all sorts of things, but that's a fun little thing to use it for. We'll do a size comparison, writing sample, all that stuff. But let me just give you some quick close-ups. As you can see, conical end here on both sides. Fairly straightforward. Cap slips over top the main body. Comes off in 1.5 threads. 1.5 turns. But again, it just zips on and off. Really good threads. It's an aluminum body pen, all aluminum construction. Pop it on there, post it. Like I said, I'll give you all the dimensions on that. I like the grip section. It's very comfortable. Has the micro grooves that's on here as well. So if you're worried about slick sections, that's one thing with anodized aluminum. So it's full aluminum, anodized. If the section isn't done right, I find they can be very, very slippery and slick. It's kind of like the, the Diplomat Arrow. I love the looks of that pen, but the section for me, the design and the slickness of it, I just don't use it. So this is nice. Those little micro grooves and that little hourglass shape to it, I think no matter where you grip, you're going to be happy. It's big enough you can do a quick note, or if you have a smaller hand, obviously not a big deal. I have a fairly large hand, but it's, if you have a smaller hand, you can do without posting, but pop it on there if you're going to write longer. And super comfortable pen. I've been using this. I got this right around the second week of February. So, over a month now I've been using this pen. It seals perfectly. No issues with performance. I put ink in it. I wrote with it. And I just haven't looked back. It's just been absolutely great. The nib was bang on. Everything's great. You have an O-ring on here too. So what that does is it helps with stopping the body from, coming loose a little bit. Just gives a little bit extra friction. For the eyedropper fans out there, I mean, it is anodized aluminum. I guess you could eyedropper if you want. I'm not big into eyedroppering, but since it is anodized, nothing's raw metal, you might be able to get away with eyedroppering this. I'm not sure if it's recommended at all, but you do have an O-ring there. So if you like to walk on the wild side, you can give that a try. I'll give you dimensions and weight in just a moment, but here we are. We have a Jinhao 82 Gravitas pocket pen in stainless. We got the Penquisition Touchstone, Kaweco Sport, and this is an Ensso Puma in Altum. Same pens, caps off, unposted. Of course, these standard operation, you can be posting those. You can see it's just a little bit shorter than the Puma when it's unposted. Let's put the caps on the back. And here we are posted. The Puma doesn't post, but you can see it's not that much bigger than a Kaweco Sport when you post it. Just a little bit more, but significantly more thickness in it. And again, super cool. You can fit the full size converter in there. Same with the Gravitas Pocket. Can only do ink cartridges. The Jinhao 82, which I love, that fits a converter, and you can see side by side, size-wise, it's super, super close to the Jinhao 82. A little more beefy, a little more weight because it's aluminum. Let's give you the weight right now. There is no clip, so I have this as a roll stop. We got 27.8 grams overall. That's going to be the same weight when you post it as well. You got 6.5 in the cap, and the body on its own is 21.3. Let's give you some actual dimensions here. So the overall pen, we got 121.5. Unposted, you're 116. Then posted, you're 139.5. Widest part of the cap is 16 millimeters. Then we step down to about 14.8. The section, really nice. I like the design of a section. Nice, a little bit beefier for a pocket pen. So 12.9. And then it does hourglass. The narrowest part's about 10.8, and the section's nice and long. We're dealing with what, about 27 or so millimeters just on that section. And again, you can go up a little bit further up here too if you like, but lots of room in the section. And I like this dimension. It's very unique. It's, you know, just in between and a little bit bigger, but not as big as some of the other ones that are kind of a little bit of a step up. It's like it's not like a compact, it's not a mid-size, it's somewhere right in between. Sport model, I don't know what you want to call it, but it's been super good, really reliable. Let's start writing with it, give you some final thoughts. There's one little improvement I would suggest, or just a tweak or look into type of thing, but other than that, it's great. I'm writing on this little Clairefontaine notebook. I did some laser engraving on this thing, and the ink I have, I'm not 100% certain. I think I put in this Pure Pens. It's ran out there, but it's Saltire ink. Great ink, by the way. I changed the camera angle to continue the writing sample, and I forgot to hit record again. So here, it was a pretty short writing sample, that's why. But I finished it off with just kind of pointing out some of the things I like about this pen. I think it's really great. The size I like. It's still small and compact. Here it is again, you know, probably against the most popular pocket pen there is, the Kaweco Sport. So it's only a little bit bigger. The great thing I like about it is that full-size converter. I don't know, you know, which other pocket pens fit that. So that's a fairly unique thing. The extra thick grip section, so a little bit more thickness, a little more chonk to it as well, and it seals up really well. That's one thing that's I like about Ben Walsh, how he does his pens. Most pens, when you seal them, there'll be some type of, well, I shouldn't say most, but a lot of pens, when you seal them, there'll be a cap liner, as you can see inside of this little Jinhao 82, and then the end of the section when you go up there will seal up on there. The alternative is just to have a little shelf at the end. Trying to fix the zoom, there we go. You can just have a flat spot and have a little step in there. A slightly better way, but it does provide a better seal, is to have it as a conical seal. So you can see here, if I can get the lighting right, we have a little bit of an angle there, and then down here in the cap, it's gonna be tough to see it. You can see the step, but that is also angled as well. So when you go in and seal it, you're getting a conical seal. Those two surfaces are mating on there, and it does such a fantastic job, and also really nicely secures the cap. So everything I've been really happy about. The only thing is just that posting isn't, like, it's good. Like you do have to put it on better. If you just kind of place it gently, it wiggles pretty easy. So you have to just give it, you know, kind of one of those, which is okay by me. Every now and then, and it's more if you grip a little bit higher, it can just potentially come loose. So just a little wiggle, and then it'll pop off. So depending on how you grip it, that might happen to you, or it might not. Under most circumstances, I did not have that issue, but I don't know if it's just a slight change in the profile of the body, if that would change it just a touch so it just gets a little bit more on there, not quite sure. but that's the only little nitpick I have on the pen. Other than that, it works great. As you can see, the threads are perfect, everything's functional, writes and seals, super comfy, and I think it looks pretty cool. I've never seen a pen with a green and orange before. I mean, there could be other ones out there, but I thought that's just such a cool color combination, something super unique. The laser job there on the nib is good. Comes with that nice little rickshaw case, so you can just slip it in there to protect it as well. Chuck that into your bag, so you're ready to go. This is a nice size. I think this is a cool space to fit a pen into. It's just a touch bigger, in all the right places, but still nice and compact. You can chuck it in your pocket. So thanks again to Penquisition for sending me their cool Touchstone pen for review. Of course, go to the website to get a little more details as well, and also browse around the rest of the website, not just for information on this pen. There's information on tons of pens and inks and troubleshooting, all sorts of stuff we encounter when it comes to fountain pens. So do check them out as a source for reviews and other things, all things fountain pen related as well. We'll leave it there. As always, likes, comments, subscribes right there. You should touch it. And if you do, we'll catch you next time.